Hey guys, welcome back to the DAHKTUBE. And before we get started, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now today we'll be doing the modulus function. So the first thing we're going to start with is absolute value. So all real numbers except 0 consists of two parts. So part 1 is the sign, which is either negative or positive. Part 2 is the numerical value itself. So for example, let's say we have -5. Here, you realize that there's a negative sign and the numerical value is 5. Again, we could have +5. Here the sign is positive and the numerical value now the symbol in front of the numerical value tells you which direction you're going on the number line. So if you're going to the left, that would imply that it is a negative. You're going to the right, that would imply that it's a positive. Now the symbol here represents the modulus or the absolute value of a number. So for example, let's say we have again -5. If we find the modulus of -5, that would be equal to 5 itself. If we have +5 and we find the modulus of +5, it is also 5. So what that is saying is the modulus gives you the numerical value itself. So in summary, you could have positive A would be equal to A and negative A would be equal to A. That means the modulus of positive A is equal to the modulus of -A, which is equal to A itself. And A is greater than or equal to 0 for all A in reals. So now we have some properties of modulus. So for all A and B in reals, 1, the modulus of A is greater than or equal to 0. 2, the modulus of -A is equal to modulus of A. 3, modulus of A times B is equal to the modulus of A times the modulus of B. 4, the modulus of A divided by B is equal to the modulus of A divided by modulus of B. 5, A squared modulus is equal to A squared. 6, the modulus of A plus B is not equal to the modulus of A by itself plus the modulus of B by itself. So now we're going to do equations involving modulus. So for example, let's say we have 2x minus 1 modulus is equal to 3. So there are different methods that you could use. So there are 3 methods we're going to do right now. So method 1 is you could square both sides. So let's say we have modulus of 2x minus 1 is equal to 3. So you're squaring both sides, so that's 2x minus 1 modulus squared is equal to 3 squared. That's the same thing as saying 2x minus 1 squared is equal to 3 squared. So now you could expand this bracket by saying 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1, and that would give you 4x squared minus 4x plus 1, and you'd carry over the 3 squared, which would give you -9 is equal to 0. So then we'd have 4x squared minus 4x minus 8 is equal to 0. So because we have 4 common between all 3 of these terms, we could divide through it by 4. So we'd have x squared minus x minus 2. So we could now factorize this and we would get x plus 1 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. That would mean x plus 1 is equal to 0 and x minus 2 would be equal to 0. So x would be equal to minus 1 and x would be equal to 2. But using this same method from right here, we didn't have to expand the brackets. What we could have done instead, so using method 1 again, using a different approach for method 1, we would have 2x minus 1 squared equal 3 squared. So we'd have 2x minus 1 squared is equal to 3 squared. We could carry this over from here. So we'd have 2x minus 1 squared minus 3 squared. So this is basically the difference of two squares. So this is a square here, and this is a square here. So this would be equal to 0 here. So what you could do is, for difference of two squares, you know that one bracket would have the positive and one would have the negative. So you're using this as one term by itself. So it would be 2x minus 1 plus 3 times 2x minus 1 minus 3 is equal to 0. So you're using this as a term by itself and this as a term by itself. So you know you'd have 2x plus 2, 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. Then you'd have 2x plus 2 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to minus 1. And you'd have 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. And you'd have x is equal to 2. So whichever approach you use for method 1, you'd get the same answer. So you just choose whichever one is easier for you. Method 2. So method 2 is kind of easier. So what you would do is, so the question was 2x minus 1 is equal to 3. So what you do is you'd remember the modulus. Remember this modulus of A is equal to the negative modulus is equal to A. So with that in mind, what you could do is using the positive aspect of this here, which is 2x minus 1 is equal to 3, or you can use the negative aspect of this, which would be minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 3. So now you'd have 2x is equal to 3 plus 1, that's 4. So x would be equal to 2. And over this side, you have minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 3. So here you have minus 2x is equal to 2. So x would be equal to minus 1. Method 3 would be using the graph. So again, you can write the question 2x minus 1 equal to 3. So with this, you're going to let f of x be equal to what is inside the modulus. So it would be this part here. And you draw a line at y is equal to 3. So you're saying that y is equal to both parts of this equation. So what you would do is you draw up a little table. You'd have your x, so you'd assume some x values. Let's say we're going to use a range of minus 3 to positive 3. You don't need to use all of these, but I'm just showing you what could be done. 2x minus 1. So anywhere you see x in y, you're going to be substituting the values for x. So when x is minus 3, you're going to have minus 7. When x is minus 2, minus 5. Then you have minus 3, minus 1, 1, 3, and 5. So you fill out your table and then you can plot your graph accordingly. So we can plot the point. So normally I would plot the point, the positive aspects of the point. So you'd have 1, 1, which would be here. You'd have 2, 3, which would be here. And you would have 3, 5, which would be here. And then the one before that was 0, minus 1. So that would be somewhere down here. So based on that, you know, another point would be here. So you could draw your line. So it's a straight line of best fit through all the points. A point is here, point is here, and a point is here. So you draw the same line on the opposite side. So you basically draw like a mirror line going up. So you draw the line on the opposite side to be equal to that one. So we're going to pretend like it is even, right? And then you draw a line through y equals 3. So it would land here, which is x is 2, and it should intersect at minus if it was drawn to scale. So you'd have x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 2. Okay, let's say we have this example here. The modulus of 5x minus 1 is equal to the modulus of 7 minus 3x. Now, I'm going to use method 2 to get the answer, but you guys can try method 1 and method 3 to see if you get the same answer. So I would have 5x minus 1 is equal to 7 minus 3x. Or I'd have minus 5x minus 1 is equal to 7 minus 3x. Now, all you need to do is focus on either the left or the right side. Usually I focus on the left side. So I use this modulus as my base, and I use the positive of it, and I use the negative of it. And we keep the one on the right. Well, not we. I keep the one on the right as is. So then I group my like terms. So that's 5x plus 3x is equal to 7 plus 1. So that's 8x is equal to 8. So x would be equal to 1. Then I have minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 7 minus 3x. That's minus 5x plus 3x is equal to 7 minus 1. That's minus 2x is equal to 6. So that means x would be equal to minus 3. So that's it for today. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for staying tuned, and I'll see you guys next time on a DAHKTUBE.